Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Real Deal Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Kiana, and I am here with Tiara, Drew, and Jamie. Man, I almost forgot. I'm so bad with names recently. I gotta get better with that.
It's only been a whole semester.
Don't remind me. But thank you guys for joining me here. And today we're just gonna let the conversation fly to whatever topics. It's pretty much talking about whatever we want. So
How do we start?
I don't know, like this whole school year, for example.
Oh my
Like
God.
this whole
I don't even
semester,
know where to
like
begin with that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't even remember last semester.
I don't remember most of this semester.
I don't
I have been this thing where for some reason I like disassociate. Like, it feels like school just started. Even though I know
Really?
for the past
It really
3
did.
months I have been drowning and dying, but it feels like I have done nothing.
Yeah.
But
I kind of
we're
feel
about to
like.
graduate.
Oh yeah, they're all graduating.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
congratulations to you all.
Yay.
And I will be a rising senior next year, so I got a year left, unfortunately, because I've basically been in college for 5 to 6 years.
I don't know, like for you, Jamie or Tiara, how it felt, but I honestly felt for like my senior year or like senior year as a whole, I honestly felt was like the fastest year. out of all
Yeah,
of
it
them.
went by so
Like
fast.
each
seriously.
year progressively gets more and more fast. Like this year, it really just felt like it went by like in the blink of an eye. It was
Seriously,
really crazy.
you get less time, I feel like.
No, seriously, and then it's just like a matter of like thinking about and like deciding, figuring out like what you're gonna do next afterwards. That just like adds to like more time you have to spend doing stuff, and like it goes by so fast. Like
Yeah,
For sure.
And
That
yet
oh,
we're
go
at
ahead.
the I was gonna say, and yet we're at the end, and it still feels like there's so much stuff to do. Like I found out today that I apparently have a paper due this week. The teacher mentioned it once during syllabus week, and then he changed our syllabus around, and just like never said anything after it. And then today he put the thing on Canvas that was like, this case study is due like next week, and
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
Wow.
sir.
Thanks. Like,
Yeah.
really? You couldn't have given us a heads up?
So
or-
I already have a bunch of other stuff to do now, and it's just.
Same
Right.
here.
I don't. At this point, I'm like, do I need to do it? Like,
Yeah.
I have an A in the class. If I don't do it, I'm still gonna have an A in the class.
Right. That's fair. I mean, that's been me. Like, for the past 2 weeks, I've been feeling somewhat of a burnout. Like, I've been feeling unmotivated,
For
not
sure.
wanting to do any homework, any, like any time of the day. I try, but I just can't bring myself to it. Just because I feel like I'm starting to feel like the effects of me being in college for so long, and the fact that I'm finally graduating next year. I mean, it's like, I'm like, wow, like time really does go by so fast. And like, I actually was thinking about, man, I'm a junior in college and I'm about to be a senior. Like, I honestly don't know what's next. And I kind of had like a panic, like life crisis because of that. Cause I'm like, man, like what? I'm a theater major, first of all. And secondly, what am I going to be able to do with the theater major after that?
Looking at me. No, because it, honestly, like the senioritis and the executive
Senioritis is
dysfunction,
real.
Right.
Bro, it hits so hard. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna have senioritis. Like I thought I had senioritis my junior year, where I was like, I don't want to do anything. I
Junioritis.
don't care. Yeah. And now we're here with like 3 weeks left, and I'm like, what if I just stop doing all my
Stop.
stuff? Because it's one of those
Yeah.
things where. Like today, I wrote 2 papers that only had to be like 400 words each,
Oh, that's not
and
bad.
the fact that it's like the executive dysfunction turns it into this thing where it's like it's not just writing 400 words, it's opening a doc, putting the date in, turning it into
Yes.
Canvas. Like it makes it so many steps. And
Yeah.
it's really not. It's
I know.
really super easy to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't want to do it, and so it's gonna feel like it's this big drawn out thing,
That's
even though
me.
it's not.
That's me. Like, it's just like dreading the steps on to do like the most simplest thing, like when it comes to homework. And that's been me. I mean, today I've done at least like 4 assignments that I had to do in a Word document, and I felt good. I got it done, but then at the same time, I was like, when in the heck am I gonna get this done? Like, can we get
Yeah.
this over with? Like,
I have book reports due.
I do too.
can't
For
even
women in
get-
gender studies,
Yes,
Bro,
I can't even
yeah.
get through. She wants us to read these books in like a week, and I'm like, I can't even get to chapter. I can't finish chapter 1 in a week, sister. I don't know what you want me to do.
I feel you.
I made the dumb mistake of picking up a minor like halfway into my junior year
Oh
because I was
What was it?
political science.
Oh.
man.
Well, that I can see because political science has like a very heavy workload because there's so much to unravel.
And that's something I wish I would have known going into it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. But I was at a point where I finished pretty much all of my courses, my classes for my TCOM major, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll do something rather than just general elective classes, and I could be like, oh, maybe that'll look make me sound more interesting. If I have a like I pick up a minor or stuff like that, and I was like, sure. So like I went with political science, and like this semester for one of my classes, it's like international relations or something like that. And like every other week, we have to basically find like a handful of academic journals, like 3 or something like that. We have to read them and then like summarize them. So I've had to do like 15 of those over the semester alone.
Bro, and they're
ouch.
academic, which means those things are thick and they're hard to get through.
No, so like I would do that, and then for another class I have right now, I'm working on a project where we have to like basically come up with like a plan for Muncie and figuring out a plan for like voting centers. And like there's a whole matter of like you have to look at the precincts for Muncie, different.
That's a lot.
And then there's like in each precinct they involve around a certain district and stuff like that. And it was just like stuff I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And then I go to class and there's actual people there that are like majoring in political science, or like urban planning. That's like a big one I've seen. And most of the time they're talking about stuff, and I was like, I feel like they're speaking a completely different language. I don't understand at all what they're talking about.
Like
So-
you're just in the corner, like just trying to like figure
yeah,
out their
like
language.
I'm just trying to do my thing, just trying to get a good
No,
grade.
because
But
I
there's
feel that because my Spanish linguistics class is the last class I need in my Spanish minor, and I didn't know this when I applied for it, but it's like 4 linguistic majors, but then it feels like 3/4 of the people in there are linguistic majors or minors, or they're elementary ed. Like almost half that class is elementary ed, and I'm just over here like with my little media degree. Like I speak Spanish. Like that's all I got for you. I don't want to teach kids. I'm here so I can talk with my friends that are Hispanic in Spanish, and nobody knows. Like
Yeah.
that's the only reason.
Yeah.
So I would, it's like, if anything, I would tell myself, like, before I even, like, got to even my sophomore, junior year, like, don't pick a minor up, like, right before, like, the year you're about to graduate.
Yeah.
Oh no, I picked
Because-
my minor like freshman year.
Yeah, no, and
Yeah,
that's great. If you're in that position where you do that and you pick up a minor, then, like, that's awesome. I didn't. I waited until, like, halfway through my junior year. And so it was a matter of, like, now, like, this last
No,
year.
you're cramming it all in.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
last year I've pretty much just been taking strictly political science classes. Like this semester alone, I've had 5 classes because I had to still have 15 credit hours. I like other semesters I would do like 16, 17, whatever, so like it balanced out. But this semester was just 15, and 4 out of the 5 that I have, they're all 3 credit. 4 out of the 5 I have are all political science classes.
Oh my
So it's
gosh.
like I have to finish those. Then that'll like finish my minor, and then I have just like the one like ethics class for like to come to like all senior stake.
And you graduate next week.
Yeah,
Oh,
I hope so.
That's a lot.
The way-
Okay, I hope so is such a mood because these 5 papers, I'm like, it's not 5, it's 3. I'm like,
way to exaggerate.
No, yeah.
It's still
but they have
bad.
to be 5
Well, yeah.
pages, and it's so exhausting. And then also, I'm in Islam, and like, it is the hardest class I've genuinely ever taken. I don't know what's going on in that class ever. I'm always just sitting there like, yeah,
I'm just
Is
definitely.
it like it's a religions class?
Yeah. And I took Sex in the Bible last semester, which was interesting. But I was
Wait,
like,
what was it
okay.
called again?
Sex in the Bible.
I wish there are definitely moments where I wish I would have taken more classes like that were just like the random electives we could have taken, because like the death and dying class I was kind of interested in, as much as that would give me like an existential crisis, but like stuff like that. And like Christy has a religious studies minor that like goes through all of those, and I'm like, that sounds so interesting. I don't think I'd have the capacity for it, because I took like women and gender studies, because for a minute I was like, oh, I'll also minor in women and gender studies.
That's what I did.
And I got two classes, 2 out of the 4 classes I needed in. And then I was like, okay, I don't have time for this anymore, because it was all in the evenings, and I didn't have time to fit it in with my
Yeah.
schedule. But sometimes I wish I would have, because all those little interesting classes. But also, can't you, like, once you graduate, just take random classes at colleges? Like, you'll just have
have
to
no
pay like
idea.
the
I think
$200-300, and then you can
I
just
think
go
so,
for
yeah.
fun.
something like
I only
that.
thought
might
that you
do
would.
that.
I only thought that you would have to do that if you went to like a community college of some sort, not like a big university. But I mean, I'm not sure. So,
I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
but
I
I
do
took-
like that though, like just taking a bunch of just, or like just the fact like some colleges or universities have like just the most random like courses that you can take.
Yeah,
but like
I
those are
know.
like so interesting. Like I know someone that goes to Purdue, and this year or this semester he's taking a podcasting class
Hey.
and a bowling class.
Yeah,
I would
you
rather
used to-
take that than Islam.
You
I'll
used
be
to be
honest.
able to take bowling here, because when my mom went here, instead of her taking like walking or something, she took bowling for her PFW class.
No, I would have totally done
And
that over.
so right
walking
now
whatever.
she's ridiculously good at bowling right now, and it's because she took the class in college. I'm
Oh my
like, you are
God.
ridiculous.
The
woman."
fact that they teach bowling at college, I mean, that shouldn't be surprising because I know most colleges do that, but I'm like, wow, they teach
I know they
bowling
really
in
just do
college.
anything out here. Well, this semester my friend took a bookbinding class where you
Oh,
make your
wow.
own paper. And then you make like your own binding.
Oh,
like
I've
they
heard of
teach you
that.
how to
Didn't
make like the
Celia
old
do that
binding.
or something
I
similar?
think so. My friend Joanna's taking it right now, and
Okay.
they're doing a thing where they can like, they are printing out stuff that's like themed, so you can make like a
Yeah.
hard sketchbook cover.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Yeah,
then
I've
you
heard of
make
that.
your
That's
own
pretty
paper
cool.
and you sew it all together.
Yeah, I've
And
heard
I'm
of
like,
that.
This would be so cool. It would be completely useless to me, but it would be so cool to take just for fun.
Yeah, one of my friends did that, and then she went immediately into scrapbooking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See,
Yeah.
because I've done scrapbooking before, and so
I
I'm like,
miss it. I need to get back into that.
I like reading, and that's why I think bookbinding would be interesting for me to like kind of see how they physically put books together.
Yeah.
Because I follow like Penguin Teen and like a couple of publishing companies on TikTok and Instagram, and they show like first versions of dust jackets, like the first version of like hardcovers and all of that stuff, and like what they look like not put together, and I think it's so cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's just
Yeah.
interesting, like all these little random like artistic things. I went to the 4th floor of AJ for the first time this year.
Really?
And it is just all art stuff. It is
Cool.
like painting and
Yeah.
clay, and even like back on
Ah,
the
my
bottom of
dream.
AJ in the back corner, it's a completely different world.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where was this? Where
Yeah.
was this all
A
of my
DIY
college career?
crafter's dream closet, by the way.
Yeah, because my friend Joanna's an animation major, and so she takes all the art classes for like pottery and painting and 3D design and
Nice.
art. And I
That's
went
so
up there
cool.
to interview one of her teachers, and I walked up there and it just smells like an art room. And I was like, this is amazing. This feels so great.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so sad I didn't know about it before this year.
No,
Yeah.
I've been like up. I know what you're talking about because I have been up like on the top floor of AJ, and like you go like some rooms would be open, like the doors would be open, stuff like that. There'd be sometimes because like I'd see like they'd have a whole room and they would basically have just like a model or something like that in the middle standing, and they would just have like the canvases or whatever the stands, and everyone
Oh,
just
like
wrap
the
around.
easels? Mhm.
Yeah, which was like really cool. I thought.
Nice.
I know they had like I remember seeing some. There was like when I was looking at Cardinal Link because I was trying to find like an on-campus job.
The nude models.
Yeah,
Bro,
that was something they had as like you could apply for.
You
Be like a
could,
nude
and
model
you would
for,
get-
like,
Yeah,
art
I
students.
saw
You
that.
would get like $12 an hour. And
Yeah.
I really thought about it. 'Cause it's like, you don't need to be there that often. Like you only have to go like once or twice a week or like whenever they rotate through on like that schedule.
Yeah.
And it's like, I could stand there for $12 an hour. Just
I mean,
stay
yeah,
there for like
that's-
3 hours.
It's not,
Yeah,
it's not
but-
terrible.
Yeah, but for me personally, I would have been like, yeah, I don't know you. I don't trust you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where because we were legit talking about it in my friend group for a minute about like
Oh,
we should all
man.
apply because one of my friends also took some of those art classes about like modeling and I think it was like art and the human anatomy or something where like you draw figures. And it's one of those things where they look at your face and like your arms, but they try to just like gloss over everything else. So kind of
Ugh.
like put blinders on yourself where they're like looking at everything else and then they
Just
just kind of
everything
fill
else.
it in from there. And I'm like, I could probably do that. However, I am like, I don't know how I say that. I can talk all the crap I want to talk about.
Yeah, it's
I'll
just
say
when you
it.
actually, it's like when you actually
Yeah.
get on that podium and they're like, all right, and then you're just like, oh,
You're
I
just
forgot.
there.
I,
You're just there.
this is,
Yeah,
I
I
actually have to do this. Like, oh,
Yeah,
wow.
like I actually be naked in front of people.
Yeah.
And it's also one of those things where I feel like they would put music on or something. There's no way you're not.
You're just
I
Yeah,
would-
because like,
yeah, it's just dead quiet.
because imagine if like you're just standing there and then there's like a few people in that room and it's just utter silent. I would have been like, so like,
how's everybody's day? Like,
Yeah.
it would be so awkward. Like, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, like I've taken like art classes. I was really into art in high school, and I was almost thinking about going to like art school for college.
Oh,
And I changed my mind, but like I remember a lot of times like we'd be in the actual classroom and stuff like that, or whatever, like doing art, whatever kind of things, and it'd just be dead silent. So like I think it's just a matter of like sometimes they would just think like they had
Just like
quiet,
concentration.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
keep them focused and stuff like that, not have any sort of outside sort of distractions and stuff like that. But yeah, I remember seeing that one time about like when I was trying to like look for like a job on campus and stuff like that. I saw Newmont. I was like, huh, it was like interesting. I was like, I don't think I'll do that, but like, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool they offer
that
that.
was me.
Like,
That was
Let's go
me.
off.
yeah, like go on, go
That
off.
was me. I saw it on
Someone's
my
got to do it.
Yeah, that was me. I saw it on my phone and then I was like, yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
Like, I mean, I love my body, but then like I just don't want other people seeing it besides like my boyfriend.
Yeah.
so
It's one of those things where it's like I don't know. It would 100% have to depend on the environment once you're
Well,
in there.
true, yeah.
Because also, like, all this stereotypical, like, you're in a room with everybody around you and it's, like, spotlights. And I don't think it'd be anything that dramatic.
Yeah,
but
and
at
you're
the same
on
time,
and you're on a set that's got a lot of crew people and all that stuff going on around you, and like you have to really be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But then like
Yeah.
my thing is like, you know, you should definitely have like an intimacy coach
Oh,
on
yeah,
that set
intimacy,
just
yeah.
to make it a little bit
just to
easier
be aware.
for yourself.
Yeah.
In theater, whenever we're like shooting like, you know, intimate scenes on stage, we have to have those just to be sure that the actors are okay. Especially, I just remember one time when I was at Vincennes and we did Rocky Horror Picture Show, that scene with Janet and man, what's that dude's name?
Rocky.
Rocky, duh, I knew that.
I've never even seen it. That's what I would guess. Just be like, Rocky? I've not
I've
I
not
know.
seen it either.
I know.
Oh,
ouch.
Smite me.
No, which
They
is
used
funny
to do
'cause
a shadow cast every Halloween here on campus. It
I
was a lot
know,
of
and like
fun.
my friends have been in it, but I've never watched it.
I've
I've
worked-
always wanted to go.
I've worked that show because like it was part of a part of VU's theater curriculum where we had to either be a part of tech and dressing. I was dressing most of them like and it was fun, but then like when it came to like that intimate scene with both of them on the bed, like those scenes like they weren't nude. They weren't nude at all.
Yeah.
They just had to be in like, you know, trousers and like, you know, like something to cover up with the girls. And I just remember
Yeah.
that came out in a way that didn't come out.
No,
Right. But,
you're good.
We just quickly breeze by the girls. Yep.
yeah.
The girls.
I just remember there was an intimacy coach, and you know it made it feel a little bit better because I just remember the girl who played Janet, she was a little bit nervous. So, and I'm,
That's definitely
I feel like
good.
they're always something
Yeah.
good to have. I worked on a doc this semester about like mental health in the entertainment industry, and I interviewed one of the musical theater teachers. I'm gonna say her name wrong, but it's like Jonna. I don't remember her last name, and that's so bad of me. But she talked about having intimacy coaches and how it's becoming more of a standard in the theater industry to have those, even on like movie and TV sets also.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Just to like save the mental health and the character of the actors.
Yes.
Because like you can write some pretty messed up stuff and then have actors act it out, but like for them to not be affected by that is to think that they're not going to be affected by that is like dumb.
They are.
Because they're doing it for money, but also like they're putting like acting is such a vulnerable profession.
I would know.
Yeah, it's one of the things where I feel like the fact that they were always required floors me, because it's like, as someone who's not an actress who can't act for the life of her, like I was on a short film for Noah this semester and I could not, it was super simple. It was just literally two guys walking up to me and I had to turn a phone around. I had no lines and I could not stop laughing. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like in my head, I don't know why I can't conceptualize it, but that was like something as casual as that, let alone something that's like a sex scene or something that's like horribly violent. Like that's, you need that kind of stuff.
yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
The movie I talked about for my last segment, Possession, they're so like dramatic and like riled up and have all these crazy emotions. And I was reading like the Wikipedia page for it, and the actors were like, yeah, it was so hard because we were so vulnerable and so just crazy all the time. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like
Yeah.
that's so
Yeah, and that's like one thing that in one of my theater classes this semester, our professor is pretty much making us watch scenes that make us feel uncomfortable or confrontation scenes. And for me personally, whenever I'm like acting, I like to internalize things so that I can really like get an idea of what I need to do in the scene, like conceptualize it. And I just remember having to watch these scenes because I guess the professor was just trying to like, you know, make us understand what it means to like, you know, really like feel uncomfortable. But then at the same time, when you're on the edge of fear, then that'll make you act better. And then I'm like, yeah, but it's different for everybody. And like, you know, there were some scenes from TV shows that I watched. I did not like it. I was going through somewhat of a phase throughout the past few days, and I didn't like it. But then I can see where he was coming from. But then, like I said, it's different for other people. So, did not like that at all.
good
And
that they're
that
talking
professor,
about
you
it.
know who you are.
Just
Yeah, I called him out. I don't care. So,
Wait, was this someone here at Ball State or?
yep.
Oh, it was?
I'm not gonna say who they are, but.
If you're watching this,
Yeah.
You know
Thank
who
you
you
for
are.
putting me through that. I appreciate that.
yeah.
No, it's always I will say, Ball State has a surprising amount of different like things you can do in college because it's. Another thing I found out about this year was the Glick Center, which I feel like I always knew about the Glick Center, which is the glass blowing center, but I'd never really like seen it or like conceptualized it because it's technically off campus. I think the building is, and so the fact that we have glass blowing and bookbinding and like acting classes for non-theater majors, it's
Yeah.
like there's so many opportunities here.
I
And
know,
it's so
and-
weird
Wish I
to
did
find it
more.
out like
Yeah.
at the end.
And real
Yeah.
quick, next semester I'm actually taking a screenwriting class because like
I
I've
love
always
screenwriting.
I love
Who are you
screenwriting.
taking
Yeah.
it
I
with?
took it.
because I've always dealt with writing and I've always write on my free time, and that's pretty much been like the root of my creative writing. And you know, my minor is actually like creative writing right now. So the fact that I want to be able to like, you know, extend that to screenwriting, because as an actor you're always like you always want to like know what it is that the
Like what goes into it.
yeah, and like, you know, and you're pretty much breaking down script analysis and like, you know, just trying to see how to make the script like more lively when it comes to creating a TV show or a movie. And to be able to like, you know, and like not only do I want to act and sing and do all that when I grow up, I also want to like, you know, dabble into writing and like,
Yeah.
you know, create screenplays, not playwrights. I took playwriting last year and I learned that there's like a big difference
Yeah,
between
there's a big
playwrights and
difference.
screenwrites.
Yeah. Who are you taking screenwriting with?
I don't know, like
I recommend Andrew Scott.
I
He's
saw
who I had this semester. I really liked.
still
I
have
like Rainy Crow. She's pretty cool.
I never had Rainy, but I
She's
heard
really
good
nice.
things.
I still have to send out that email because, like, with certain theater classes, you have to like sign up for permission. Like all theater classes, you have to like email like the main like person, which is Andrea, to like get permission to take this class.
I didn't know that.
Which I don't know why it's a little too much in my opinion, but who am I to say? Because I'm already like signing up for classes as it is. I got to go through an extra step to sign up for classes. It's my senior year. I just want to be able to do things with ease.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
makes,
no. It'll
makes
learn
me
me
wish I
with
could
these.
do more different, like just all the different electives and stuff like that. There's a lot of different things I'll miss that for sure.
Yeah.
after I graduate,
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
for all of us graduating, it won't be probably more, but hopefully next year for you, everything
Yeah.
goes smoothly and you get to take all the things you want to
Yeah.
take.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're graduating.
I know.
Yeah, and like I'm already suffering from junioritis right now. I really don't want to
Yeah.
feel
Or the
senioritis.
Get ready.
It will hit. You got to prepare
Yeah.
for it.
It's coming.
Lord help me. But thank you guys so much for being on with me, and congratulations on graduating, and I wish you all nothing but best in your futures. And thank you guys so much for tuning in all semester long, all year long, might I add. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.